Hi, my name is Thomas Johnson, and I'm the founder and CEO of GetUpNGetFit Wellness Coaching Concierge. I'm also a C-suite advisor and investor. And you're listening to How May I Serve You, where I'm constantly on the quest to surround myself with the best coaches while learning how to better serve our executive clientele by asking them, How may I serve you? Today's show is sponsored by Get Up and Get Fit. And Get Up and Get Fit will be providing students with textbooks and school supplies in Cambodia in honor of our guest today, as well as our philanthropic mission to impact at least 50,000 people per year. And today's guest is Cara Dennison. Cara, how you doing?
I'm doing great. It is my pleasure to be here with you, Thomas. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, of course. So Cara is an executive career coach at Optimized Career Solutions.
hmm
She's also a Forbes contributor and the
hmm
host of the Atta Girl podcast. Through her executive coaching programs, she has helped thousands of professionals land their dream jobs, negotiating nearly $10 million in salary increases. Wow. Okay. Okay. Nice resume there.
Thank you.
There you go. So Cara, now let's dive into who Cara is. Who is Cara Dennison? How did you get started? Where are you from? Share
Yeah.
your story.
Sure. So I like to say that I'm from everywhere. I grew up in the New York, New Jersey area, went to school in Philly, stayed there for a while, went down to South Florida, picked up my husband, and now I'm living in the Tennessee area. So absolutely have been all over the country. And I spent my career in human resources. I was a corporate recruiter and a human resources leader, and grew very discontent and unfulfilled being part of the broken hiring process. And I do call
Mm,
the hiring process a broken one. I implemented an applicant tracking system, and I found out very quickly that applicant tracking systems are put in place to help recruiters and not job seekers. In fact, if your only strategy, if you are in a job search, is applying via job boards, you only really have a 2 to 3% chance of landing an interview. And I don't know about you, but I don't like playing the job board lottery with my
mm,
career, right?
that's love.
So I was helping people on the side land their dream jobs by actually circumventing job boards and people like me, corporate recruiters. And so I ended up leaving my position and partnered with another career coach for a few years and then split off on my own and created my own coaching program. And like you said, I've helped thousands of people uh, land their dream jobs by really the simple way is by networking, by getting connected to the people who can actually help or hire you in your job search by
Yeah.
networking effectively, interviewing effectively, and negotiating what you're worth. So
Awesome.
it's been
Awesome.
fantastic. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So networking is such an amazing I would say tool, and also it's a tool and it's also a trait,
Mm.
and it's something I believe everyone needs to learn, especially college kids, especially these kids that are graduating from college, right? It's such an important trait to learn. But let's dive back and focus on you, Kara,
Okay.
right?
Sure.
I know you were raised in the New York, New Jersey area. I'm a New Yorker as well. How has
Yeah.
how has it been transitioning from New York to Tennessee?
Yeah. So I absolutely love it. We moved to Tennessee right before the pandemic.
Okay.
One thing for myself is I started this business and I really wanted to, we sold half of our belongings. We moved to the middle of nowhere. And for me as an entrepreneur, I knew that I had to make some big changes to really invest in myself. And so my husband and I did that in the first year of moving to the middle of nowhere. And when I say the middle of nowhere, I live in a town of only 500 people.
Wow.
So we kind of quarantined before quarantining was a really thing because we wanted to focus on our big goals. And our big goals were to help as many people as we can, kind of like how you are, how may I serve you? It was the same thing for us. And so we did, and we 10x'd our lives in so many ways in that first year in 2020. My husband and I, between the two of us, we lost 100 pounds.
Wow.
We 10x'd our revenue in 1 year. We did a lot of internal healing mentally and emotionally in order to show up as our best selves for our clients. And I don't regret one thing. And it was the best decision we could have made for sure.
That's amazing right there. Just from changing your environment, you were able to
Mhm.
accomplish that. And
Absolutely.
especially being in a place where it's not as busy and hectic
Mm.
as New York and New Jersey.
Mhm.
you're able to hear yourself think,
Yes.
right?
Yes. There is something about cutting out that noise, setting boundaries, and for us, it was physical boundaries and boundaries just in general, and being able to really focus on what our goals are. And it was great. It was good.
Awesome, awesome. So let's dive more on the coaching side, right?
Sure.
Why did you get into coaching in the first place?
Yeah. So I was in human resources for a long time. I really did a lot of recruiting in my time at human resources, but I also did all functions of human resources, leadership training, performance development, coaching, and things like that. And what I really loved and what I found that my zone of genius was that coaching aspect of seeing the really great potential in employees and in people and helping them get to that next level, whether it's in a small goal or in the big goals. And what I found is that I'm just really good at it. And sometimes it's really easy to do that for other people, but not necessarily for ourselves. So that's why
Mhm.
I recognize the value of coaching. I have a coach for myself and for our business. And so that's what I do for people is they can't necessarily, they're great at what they they do, but sometimes they're not able to do it for themselves because they have their own internal monologue that kind of holds them back. So I'm able to see the potential. I'm able to see they're really great, what they're great at, and help them get to that next level. And that's just my zone of genius. So it made sense for us.
Yes, indeed. That's awesome right there. And I love the fact that you mentioned you also have a coach because I believe
Absolutely.
every coach needs a coach, right? You can't be a
100%.
hypocrite, right? Every coach
Absolutely.
needs a coach.
Yeah.
That's how you become better.
Mhm.
You can't always see 365, right? Sometimes we're stuck on certain tasks and certain goals that we forget to um, assess where we're at. And
Mhm.
this is where the coaching come in, right? This is where the accountability comes in because you need that extra support. And this is why I'm so
Absolutely.
happy that you are an advocate of coaching yourself.
Absolutely. I've actually written Forbes articles about the coaching leadership style, which is a new leadership style, and how I do believe that it is one of the most effective leadership styles. And just like you said, having a coach, we can't always see where our blind spots are. We can't always see behind us. So having someone who has your six, someone who can help get you out of your head and see where your blind spots are, see where you can improve, because most of the time we are the ones that are holding ourselves back.
Yes, indeed. You're absolutely right. So, Kara, who do you coach primarily?
Mhm. So, we service pretty much every high achieving professional. We have a couple of different packages that we do that. So, we help get your branding on point with our resume and LinkedIn optimization package. And we give you access to my training course so that you are basically set up for the rest of your career. Because these strategies not only are teaching you how to build a robust network of decision makers and hiring managers and people who can help and advocate for you, not only for the next step in your career, but for the rest of your career. But in our high ticket coaching program, where we do provide unlimited support, it is called the Six Figure Career Boost. So the people that we help are people who are targeting either their first six figure job or their next six figure job. So typically either managers, directors, VPs, or executives.
Nice, nice. And sometimes, in order for you to add an extra zero to your salary, you need that boost, right? You need a
Yeah.
change, and you need that extra support.
Absolutely. And a lot of our clients, I'll be completely honest, are people who've been in their career for a few years. Maybe they've been at their job for 5, 6, 10, 15 years. The job market's different. Going on interviews 5 years ago is a completely different ballgame than it is now. COVID, job applicant tracking systems, all of these things is completely changed the game. So dusting off that old resume that you used 5, 10 years ago and then going out there and applying to jobs, a lot of times people come to us and they're like, I don't understand. It was so much easier. And yeah, it was easier because things have changed.
Yeah, one thing that's constant is change, right? Change is
Absolutely, that's for
constant.
sure. Death,
There we
taxes, and
go.
change.
Yes, indeed. And this hybrid model is here to stay. It's
Mhm.
not going nowhere.
Absolutely, I agree. Hmm.
Okay. So now let's talk about your well-being, right? As a coach, sometimes we tend to work hard in elevating our clients, right? Motivating them, providing them the emotional support they need to get to the next step, emotional and professional support. But how about yourself? What do you do personally to um, unwind? What's your personal development and self care routine? What does it look like?
Yeah, that's a great question. And, as entrepreneurs, that's a difficult line to walk sometimes because as you are growing your business and scaling your business, and I'll be completely transparent, is that's a line that I'm trying to find. I've hired a new coach in order to help get me out of every aspect of my business. As you scale, you need to delegate in order to accelerate. That's a quote that I like to kind of remind myself: delegate to accelerate, right?
Yes, indeed. I like that quote.
Um, and one of the things that I'm realizing is, and I tell people, my clients, I talk to people on the Atta Girl podcast all the time, is that you can't pour from an empty cup. When you are, filling your cup first, you can actually pour from the overflow and you can help more people. Sometimes we always, especially as women, we put ourselves at last. Let me just give, give, give. And then all of a sudden you have nothing left for yourself. So this is a constant thing that I am continually trying to remind myself. So I'm actually taking a vacation next week, which is the first vacation I'm doing in a long, long time, which I'm very excited about. But the other thing is setting boundaries, right? So I set boundaries. I walk out of my office. And when I walk out of my office, I try very hard not to go back in or check emails. And then the other thing is, I'm really getting into a very rigorous morning routine with meditation, exercise, taking care of myself, things like that. For me, and the way my eating habits work for me and the way that I feel, I do intermittent fasting, and that just happens to work best for me. I don't recommend it. Talk to your doctors, right? If it's not for you, but for me, it just works and makes me feel better. And that's kind of the things that I do to take care of myself so that I can show up. The things that I teach my clients, I have to implement, because if not, I'm a hypocrite, right? So routine, absolutely. You have to get into a routine. And that's where I thrive, is when I'm in a routine and building good habits.
Yes, indeed. You are preaching right now. Everything you're saying, I'm like getting goosebumps because I'm like, yes, she gets it. She
Yeah.
gets it. Because that's why I developed my company, right? My company is a wellness concierge company that focuses on habit change, support, and accountability. And everything you just mentioned, right? From the morning habits, from making sure you work on yourself so you could provide better, so you can show up, right?
Mhm.
It's so essential. And most entrepreneurs and executives tend to do the opposite
Mhm.
because we have grown into um this understanding that we need to sacrifice our health in order to chase the bottom line.
Yeah.
And it's and when we tend to do that, what happens? We get sick, and it's like a standstill, and we can no longer produce, and then we tend to go backwards. So
Mhm.
you have to invest in your health. You have to invest in yourself. So you're on point. Continue going the direction you're going. You
Thank you.
are phenomenal, and I
Thanks.
see you're definitely producing at a high level right now because you have invested in yourself first.
Thank you.
So, if someone were looking for a coach, right, what traits would you advise for them to look for?
Mhm. So, one thing that we are very, very passionate about in our coaching program is accountability, right?
Mm,
So, we have, for instance, our program is a 90-day program, but we have built in accountability steps. So, if you meet those accountability steps, you actually earn additional support until you land your offer if it doesn't happen within 90 days. Most people do. But, if you're targeting higher level Fortune 100 companies, they have longer interview processes. So, what we really are passionate about is continuous momentum in the program so that you're achieving those goals, and accountability so that you're investing in your goals and we can invest right back into you with our time and keeping you accountable. With that, we send accountability emails at every step of the program and we keep you on track. If we don't see you for a couple weeks in the program, we're calling you, we're emailing you, checking to see if maybe your mindset is not on point and how can we get you back on track. So what I would recommend when you're looking for a coach, do they have a way to keep you accountable to your goals? Because so often when you're at the beginning of joining a program or joining with a coach, you're fired up and you're excited, but our minds play tricks on us and rejection gets in or something, right?
yes,
So
indeed.
who's going to be there to get you back on track, right? If there's accountability. Second is results. Do they have results to back it up? Because a lot of times, sometimes coaches are really great at marketing and they can sell you a good story, but if they don't have actionable results, testimonials, success stories, and things to back them up, then you might not get what you're investing in. So there's that. And third, this is going to sound kind of funny, but it's really important, is do you vibe with your coach? Do you vibe with your coach? Because if you don't like showing up, if you don't like being on a Zoom call with them, if you feel weird, if you feel anxious getting off of that Zoom call with them, and you don't want to do what they're telling you to do, it's just not going to work.
Yeah. All three traits and advice were spot on, spot on. And let me double down on what you mentioned about um the accountability aspect, right? That's one thing you and I definitely share a commonality on, because we're both big on accountability. And that's, I believe that's so important, especially when you're transitioning, right? You cannot depend on how you feel. You can't depend on willpower. Willpower is temporary. It doesn't last. It
Mm-hmm.
does not last. So
Yeah.
that accountability aspect is just so important, right? It's something that has helped me big time, and my company thrives around that. And I'm sure your company does as well. You have your process. You have your step by step process. You seem very organized with your process, which I like a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Organization is key. All
Mm-hmm.
right, now it's storytelling time, Cara. I want you to give me like a 2 to 3 minute success story where you took one of your clients above and beyond, over a hurdle, and into success.
Oh man.
I love stories. Talk to me.
Oh, I have so many. I have so many. I can't just choose just one. Um, I'll try and keep them short, but I mean, I have so many. A couple notable ones, and I'll keep them very short. I had one woman, very, very frustrated in her job search, high level, unemployed for 18 months, really trying to get up to that C level, was at that C level for a very long time, joined our program, and within 6 weeks landed a COO position. Absolutely life changing. Another one, so that was at the high level, right? Another one, she came in, invested in herself, right? Was making around 50 to 55,000. So she really invested in this program, not a typical client of ours, but wanted to hit that six figure. We couldn't make any promises because that's a big leap, but she came in and had such low confidence and was really struggling, but she's like, I'm going to really buy in. By the end, and this happened pretty quickly for her too. I think it was only like 8 weeks, but by the end she was just like, I am I showed up, I got this offer, that like so confident, like the whole
Mm.
mindset shift changes, and she doubled her salary. She
Ooh.
got an offer for $95,000 plus a 10K sign-on bonus.
Ooh.
Can we talk about life-changing money? Life-changing. When you're operating your family and your kids on 50,000 and then you get an offer at 95, like, I mean, it just is life changing. And so I have stories like this all day long where people are looking for, specific remote or in toxic workplaces and just are really looking for something that fits into their life or what they're really looking for, or more money or whatever. And it happens. And it's just, I mean, I get goosebumps about it all the time. My husband and I, we literally break down in tears because they tell us about how it changes their lives. And it's why we do what we do. It's amazing. It's
Exactly.
incredible.
That's why we do what we do as coaches.
Yeah.
Wow. Those are two phenomenal stories right there.
Yeah.
Just the fact that you helped to guide these women into that next step into their lives is amazing. Um, this is why I love being a coach, and that's why you're in this position you're in right now as a coach, because you get to create change.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this is why I love the whole nurturing aspect, right? Because nature versus nurture, but being able to work with a person and be in that proximity. 'Cause it's all about proximity, right? Be there with them, be there for them, and watch them change. Watch the characteristic change. Watch their confident level increase. It's almost like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly.
It is.
You
It
know?
is like watching someone on the first session crying, the lack of confidence, being in a toxic workplace, and then at the end when they get their offer and they're like, like just confident and just, I can't believe it. I'm so excited. I mean, it is just like the caterpillar to a butterfly. It is so beautiful to watch. It's
Yes,
amazing.
indeed. Awesome, awesome. So, Cara, you seem just as driven as I am. What drives you?
Um, I think it comes internally. I think I am just naturally a high achiever. I think I love results. I love results. I'm on TikTok. I love posting a TikTok. I love seeing the results immediately. I am driven. I mean, I have behind me my trophies. I love when women brag on themselves. I love when I see people talk about their accomplishments, and I love gathering accomplishments for myself too. I just I have a 10-year vision. I don't
Hmm.
know a lot of entrepreneurs that have a 10-year vision. I don't know a lot of career professionals that have a 10-year vision, but I have a 10-year vision and I am going to be making changes. And so
Mm,
right now, what I am doing is I'm setting the foundation blocks one person at a time in order to make big changes across corporate America. And I can't wait. And so I think everything that I do right now eh, is just internally driven by this vision of making big changes.
mm.
And it just it just drives me. I'm passionate because I love what I do. And I don't think I always was in that position. I worked really, really hard at my corporate job, but it wasn't towards anything. It was towards someone else's vision. Now that I have my own vision, it just drives me even more.
It's much more fulfilling now, right? You feel it. You wake up in the morning feeling, ooh, rejuvenated.
Hmm. Absolutely.
There we
Pop out of
go.
bed. I mean, don't get me wrong.
So,
I drink a lot of coffee, but I still pop out of bed.
so, Cara, are you currently working on any new projects that you can share with us? Any
Mhm.
new books? Any new programs? Talk to us right now.
Yeah. So right now, what I'm currently working on at the current state is I am working on restructuring my business.
Okay.
So what we are doing is I had found myself in full transparency. I found myself in every aspect of my business, and it was burning me out. And I was helping a lot of people, but it was taking a lot out of my cup. So what I'm doing is I hired a brand new coach. And I am restructuring everything to make the process to work with me a lot smoother, and my funnel to be a lot smoother too. So what we just implemented and just launched about 2 weeks ago was a course. So this course is a lower ticket item where anyone can now get my strategies, and these are the strategies that I teach the executives of corporate America. Now anyone can get it. It's at mystrategicjobsearch.com. And this is a course where people can DIY their job search. What I'm going to be rolling out in the next couple of months is some lower ticket items where people can get some help. We're thinking about a LinkedIn course where you can optimize your LinkedIn and become a LinkedIn pro, as well as some resume courses and things like that. But right now, we're just restructuring things to get me out and so that we can scale and meet that 10-year vision. So that's what we're working on right now.
Awesome, right there. That's great. That's great. So I know you already dropped, where we could find you, but is
Mhm.
that your go-to, your website, the website you just mentioned? Do you mind mentioning it one more time?
Yeah, absolutely. So if
And
you're
also
in,
drop your social media handles as well. I want
yeah,
to see your TikTok.
sure. I am everywhere. So this is exciting. I do have a course. That course is at a different website, which I just dropped. It's mystrategicjobsearch.com. If you want to DIY your job search, this is a course. It has everything, resume templates, everything you need. I literally have a resignation letter template in there. So you have everything that you need for a job search in this course. But if you want to work with me where we can get your resume and LinkedIn done, or in our coaching program, you can go to optimizedcareersolutions.com. That's my website. And book a free call with us. You get to talk to either myself or my husband, Jack, when you book a call with us to talk about either your resume or LinkedIn or the coaching program. Um, you can find me on LinkedIn. It's Cara Dennison SPHR, which is what my name is right here on the screen on LinkedIn. My TikTok is the same. It's just at Cara Dennison SPHR. Follow along. I have a lot of strategies and series going on there. On Facebook, you can find me at Optimized Career Solutions. And on TikTok, on Instagram, on Optimized Career Solutions. So I'm everywhere. And if you want to check out my Forbes articles, you can literally just Google Cara Dennison Forbes, and all of my articles come up too. So, and check out the Atta Girl podcast. Anywhere you get podcasts, Atta Girl podcast. We're on iTunes, Spotify, all those good things. So
There you
literally
go.
I'm everywhere.
You're omnipresent. You're
I am. That's
omnipresent.
the goal. That's the goal. Yeah.
Awesome. But Cara, I would like to thank you for coming on today's
Thank
episode of How
you.
May I Serve You. I love your energy, I love your drive, and I love your passion, right?
Thanks.
And I also like to thank all of our listeners and viewers for checking out today's episode. But last but not least, Cara, how may I serve you?
Mm. I have a goal to really help people leave toxic workplaces, places where they feel stuck and stagnant, and places where they feel that they have no more growth. So, if anyone is looking to really take control of their job search and gain that job security where they can find their next job, send them my way. And if there's anything that I can do to help serve you, please let me know. How may I serve you, Thomas?
See, right now, you're doing a phenomenal job of just being yourself and give me some of your energy, you know. But I'm pretty sure if you found an opportunity to make it happen, you'll make it happen. All right. So,
Absolutely.
so Cara, listen, continue doing what you're doing. You're a phenomenal person. Your energy is contagious, right? And I want you to make sure we keep in contact. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Again, this is your host, Thomas Johnson. If you enjoyed today's episode, please feel free to share it with others that will benefit from it. And last but not least, take care, cheers, and much love. We're out.